The color orange. Welcome, my name is Pamela Stearns Fresh Hour, and this is my episode Orange Today. I stand before you in a dress from Mary's Thrift Community Thrift Store. Her shop takes donated items and is only a few doors down from this Westford Community TV station. Anna, I bought a black dress, the one I have on. There's sparkles on the top, and we talked about her shop while I was there. Being in my interior design field my whole life, I helped her with a few messages to boost her business along. Of course, lighting, soft music, a friendly smile would do for the trick for sales. Wendy, the owner, had the third item down pat, a friendly, welcoming smile. About that dress I purchased. The armholes I cut out and re-sewed it to a halter, which I love, and it fits perfectly. I have it underneath this scarf and jacket. Shops like Mary's have given us all a place to part with special donation items, and her store resells them to someone who loves them. This is also a scarf from Mary's. That's the Mary's Community Thrift Shop. And now we'll start with today's episode, Orange. We can cover the transition we all make from summer to fall, or her girlfriend, Autumn. I stole that line. I call this transition a game of where shall I begin? I want to still be in summer, but fall is beginning. I have a little board about it. A woman looks back. She still has her bathing suit. Today's 80 degrees. Yesterday was about 40. And she looks back on summer, takes the suit, puts it away, and now we begin our fall. It's always a challenge, but in a simple house call, you can proceed with dignity and humor. The humor we all need today. Let's walk the game. You know they always tell you not to run places as children. Pick up a crystal and begin to walk. On 3, 1, 2, 3. The first designer I'll talk about is Bertoya. Bertoya is a wonderful designer. He's featured in a number of pictures here, but his chair is a wire chair, very contemporary, very high-end, beautiful design, simply made. I had to laugh when I was selling a lot of Bertoya chairs. I drove by a gas station, the gentleman didn't even know he had them. And there they were, these gorgeous Bertoya chairs in his setup. I'll toss the dice again, see where we land. This is Jack Garcia. Gorgeous, another good looking. He's a furniture designer from Europe. He came to visit one of the design firms that I worked for in a limo, sat in the car, didn't come in. He had someone translate for him. The translator came in, he came in. He has wonderful, beautiful furniture from Baker. He never spoke. Very shy man. His furniture is very clean line design. When he decided to come to the United States and have his furniture made here, he said, the furniture is very well made in the United States. I can get them to do the details that are superb. That's Jack Garcia. The third dice roll is 6. And I'll get the third designer, Ralph Lauren, number 3. Ralph Lauren happens to be one of my favorites. He does all his own vignettes. He has luscious velvets, beautiful leathers, Cordobas, light saddle leathers. Very nice designs, country mixed with contemporary, very luxurious rooms. Ralph Lauren actually does every setup. He also is very well known in the industry for all the clothing he designs, regular blue jeans mixed with a velvet blazer. Ralph Lauren is a great designer. I've watched him, followed him ever since I started in the 70s. So we'll go on. A woman right now, where does she land? Is she buying tables, chairs, bedroom, bath? What do you have? What do you need? Who is your favorite designer? Can they influence you on the design with clothes, color? They can pick up accessories like candy in a store everywhere around here. I shop, but they can't sneak a big sofa in at night unless they've prepped for it. Especially men want to know what's going on. They're part of the design. Prep is the key to any good design. It is so easy to use white with woods, black, but how boring with all the colors we have to choose and all the palettes for each person. A designer can spend hours. If they are good at what they do, things can happen faster than you can work for 10 years and still not get the same result. Where are you at the design process? This week, an older client of mine from 10 years ago called and said she painted a room. It looked blah to her, even with all the colors of red, green, and gold that were already in the room. Weight, balance, simple visions from the window will change everything. Night to day, the color changes on the walls with the shadows and the dark. We have a plan with maybe using her products with the addition of some fun new items. We always agree on the plans before we proceed. I haven't had a house call before planning the stage before, after, and then the follow-up to see how that worked. And do we need to rework anything else to make her happy or the two of them happy in a room? On my boards today, there are so many irresistible colors around this room. We actually had to drop the background because there was so much color. A lot of people at this time of year are sad. Families talk about it. I have a few members that don't like fall. I happen to love fall and winter, and we all want to get to that harvest moon. Ask them how they're doing. Many people ask the advice of a friend who has total different feelings about color. I had this happen to one of my clients. Her neighbor did the whole redo for her, but it was the neighbor's colors, the neighbor's palette, not hers. So she called me up and said, I really need some help. I want some of the things I love. Okay, let's talk about that color orange. It's a combination of red and yellow. Bright orange has some obvious connotations to fire, sun, warmth, and even tropical views. Orange calls to mind the feeling of excitement and enthusiasm. It is used to draw attention, such as traffic signs and advertising. I wear fluorescent orange and yellow to walk my dog in the dark season. In the US, it's prison uniforms, and in other countries, we find they have worn it for royalty, spirituality. For me, it's playful, a happy color which energizes me. Some think of the Dalai Lama in his orange robes, radiating goodness and peace. A nice thought of color, the color orange. I brought a couple brochures. I talked about Ralph Lauren. Here's some of his vignettes. He always uses a Woody, an old typewriter. You won't find technology in Ralph Lauren's setups. He feels we want to go back to country. I read a lot about my industry, but he's the one that has a very good talent in changing things up. Anna French, she's a really good designer also. I will be back for another episode of Color, and I hope you get what you want and start anew with this beautiful orange around you. My name is Pamela Stearns Freshour, Mitchell Interiors in Westford, Mass. Thank you.